What if I told you that one of the vegetables you're eating right now, the one you thought was healthy, might actually be aging your body faster, spiking your blood pressure, or even interfering with your medications? And it's not just one. There are 4 common vegetables that could silently harm seniors every single day. If you're over 60 or care for someone who is, then the vegetables you don't eat may be just as important as the ones you do. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 worst vegetables seniors should avoid, and the 3 best you must include in your diet for better energy, stronger bones, and sharper memory. And let me tell you this. Swiping away from this video might be the biggest mistake you make this week. Because near the end, I'm going to reveal one overlooked vegetable that scientists now believe may help slow aging, improve memory, and reduce the risk of heart disease. It's not kale. It's not spinach. It's something far more powerful, and almost nobody's talking about it. I'll share it with you at the end, and trust me, when you hear what it is, you'll say, "Why didn't I know this sooner?" So stick with me, because your next meal could either protect your health or quietly be working against it. Let's dive in, starting with the first vegetable to avoid, and you won't believe what it is. You've probably heard this before. Eat your vegetables. But what if the vegetables you're eating are spiking your blood sugar, stressing your heart, and making your energy crash? Let's start with one of the most misleading: canned corn, and even canned sweet peas. On the surface, they look innocent, easy to prepare, sweet to the taste, and often found in senior homes, casseroles, and healthy homemade meals. But here's what the label doesn't tell you. Canned corn is not the same as fresh corn. It's highly processed, often packed with added sugar and salt. Just half a cup can contain over 300 milligrams of sodium. That's over 13% of the daily limit for someone with heart disease. And worse, it has a high glycemic index, meaning it causes a rapid rise in blood sugar. For seniors with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or insulin resistance, that spike leads to a crash. You feel tired, foggy, even irritable after what you thought was a healthy meal. It also adds to belly fat, raises inflammation, and contributes to long-term heart problems. And then there's the digestive issue. Canned corn contains insoluble fiber that ferments in the gut. For aging digestive systems, that means bloating, gas, or constipation. Let me tell you about June, a 73-year-old piano teacher from Portland. She loved adding canned corn to her soups and stews, but every afternoon she felt sluggish and her ankles swelled. Her doctor thought it was a side effect of medication until a dietitian looked at her food log. The canned vegetables were the culprit. Once she switched to fresh green beans and steamed carrots, her energy came back and her blood pressure dropped. So here's the deal. Canned corn and canned peas may taste like comfort, but for seniors, they're a sweet trap that quietly works against your heart, your brain, and your gut. And if you think raw vegetables are always a safer choice, think again. Because the next vegetable on our list is one that's often called a superfood. But when eaten raw, it could be suppressing your thyroid and making you more tired than you realize. Stay with me, and don't forget. I'll reveal that one secret anti-aging vegetable at the very end. You've definitely heard of it, but I bet you've never thought of it this way. Raw vegetables are supposed to be the healthiest, right? Not always, especially not for older adults. Some of the most praised raw veggies, broccoli, kale, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts, can actually become a problem for seniors when eaten raw and in large amounts. Here's why. These veggies belong to the cruciferous family, which means they contain goitrogens, natural compounds that interfere with your thyroid function. For younger people, this usually isn't an issue. But for seniors, whose thyroid activity is already slowing down, goitrogens can silently make it worse. A weakened thyroid can lead to constant fatigue, cold hands and feet, unwanted weight gain, brain fog or low mood, and that's just part of the story. Raw cruciferous vegetables also contain raffinose, a complex sugar that's tough for aging guts to digest. The result? Gas, bloating, and stomach discomfort, especially if you're already dealing with slow digestion or IBS. Let me tell you about Harold, a 75-year-old retired architect from Denver. He was proud of his morning green smoothies packed with raw kale and raw broccoli, but within 2 months, he noticed he was always tired, mentally foggy, and had trouble concentrating during his morning crossword puzzles. A simple blood test showed his thyroid hormone levels had dropped. Once his doctor reviewed his diet, the solution was simple: steam the veggies, reduce the raw intake, and add iodine-rich foods like eggs and seaweed. Within weeks, his energy came back, and so did his morning brain power. So here's the takeaway. Raw isn't always better, especially when it comes to cruciferous vegetables. For seniors, lightly cooking them unlocks their nutrients without sabotaging your thyroid, digestion, or mood. And if you think that was surprising, wait until you see the next vegetable. It's one that looks beautiful on the plate. But if you suffer from joint pain, arthritis, or inflammation, this common ingredient might be making your mornings more painful than they need to be. And remember, that secret vegetable I mentioned at the start, the one that could help reverse aging. We're getting closer. Stay with me. I promise. It's not what you expect. Eggplant. It's beautiful. It's popular. And it's often praised for being heart healthy. But for seniors, especially those with arthritis, gout, or chronic joint pain, eggplant can quietly be making things worse. Why? Because eggplant belongs to a family of vegetables called nightshades, along with tomatoes, bell peppers, and white potatoes. These veggies contain a compound called solanine, a natural chemical that, in sensitive individuals, can trigger inflammation and exacerbate joint discomfort. And for seniors, whose immune and inflammatory systems are already more fragile, this can mean more morning stiffness, swelling in fingers, knees, or lower back, decreased mobility, pain flare-ups without a clear cause. Eggplant is especially tricky because most people eat it with the skin on, where solanine levels are highest. Let me introduce you to Helen, a 70-year-old retired librarian from Boston. She cooked at home, walked every day, and tried to eat clean. But despite her healthy habits, her arthritis seemed to be getting worse, especially after certain meals. One evening, her granddaughter asked, "Grandma, why do your hands hurt every time we eat your eggplant lasagna?" That small question led her to investigate, and sure enough, after removing eggplant from her weekly meals, Helen noticed her morning pain began to ease. No new meds, just a small food change. So should all seniors avoid eggplant forever? Not necessarily. But if you're dealing with joint pain or inflammation, it's worth experimenting. Remove it for a few weeks and see how your body responds. Because sometimes it's not what you add to your diet, it's what you quietly remove that brings relief. Now, what's next? You might laugh when I tell you the fourth vegetable on this list, because it has a superhero reputation. But for seniors on blood thinners or dealing with bone or iron problems, it could be doing more harm than good. We'll talk about that in just a second. And remember, that one secret anti-aging vegetable I promised to reveal? We're almost there. Stay with me. The surprise is worth it. Spinach. It's the symbol of strength. It's in smoothies, salads, and every superfood list online. But here's the twist. Raw spinach, especially when eaten often by seniors, might be blocking your body from absorbing essential minerals and even interfering with your medications. Let's break it down. Raw spinach is packed with two compounds that can quietly cause problems. 1. Oxalates. 2. Vitamin K1 first. Oxalates. These are natural substances found in spinach that bind to minerals like calcium and iron, making them harder for your body to absorb. For seniors, this is a big deal. Why? Because with age, your ability to absorb nutrients declines, so every meal counts. And if you're loading up on raw spinach in salads or smoothies, Your bones might not be getting the calcium they need. Your energy levels might dip from subtle iron deficiency, even if you're eating clean. Now, the second concern, vitamin K1. Spinach is extremely high in this vitamin, which plays a big role in blood clotting. That's not bad in itself. But if you're on blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin, too much vitamin K1 can interfere with your medication. It can throw off your INR levels, increase your risk of blood clots or bleeding, undermine weeks of careful dose balancing. Let's talk about Neville, a 79-year-old former aircraft mechanic from San Diego. He was doing everything right, eating more greens, walking daily, staying on top of doctor visits. But suddenly, his lab results started jumping all over the place. His INR was unstable, and his energy dropped. His doctor suspected a medication issue, but nothing had changed. Except one thing, Neville had started drinking a green smoothie every morning, with 2 handfuls of raw spinach. After removing it and switching to lightly sautéed spinach, his blood levels stabilized. He felt more focused. His doctor was stunned at how quickly things returned to normal. So here's the bottom line. Spinach is healthy, but how you prepare it matters. If you're over 60, lightly cooking spinach can reduce oxalates, lower excess vitamin K, and make minerals more bioavailable. Now, we've covered 4 vegetables that might be working against you: canned corn, raw cruciferous veggies, eggplant, and raw spinach. But what should you eat? In just a moment, we'll dive into the best vegetables seniors should embrace, the ones that fight inflammation, protect your brain, and support circulation. And yes, we're also getting closer to that one secret vegetable I mentioned earlier. It's not a superfood you'll find trending on social media, but researchers are calling it one of the most nutrient-dense and age-defying vegetables on the planet. You'll want to hear this. The 3 best vegetables for seniors to boost energy, digestion, and brain health. Best vegetable 1, bok choy, the bone-loving green. You might walk past it in the grocery store, thinking, just another leafy green. But bok choy, also known as Chinese cabbage, is one of the best-kept secrets in senior nutrition. Why? Because unlike spinach, bok choy is low in oxalates, meaning the calcium it contains is actually absorbable. Your body can use it to build bones, not just pass it through. And that's just the beginning. It's rich in magnesium, vitamin K2, and potassium, a perfect mix for maintaining bone strength, blood pressure, and heart health. It's also gentle on the stomach, making it easy for seniors with sensitive digestion. Take the story of Linda, a 68-year-old widow from Seattle. After a minor wrist fracture, her doctor told her she had early-stage osteoporosis, but she hated dairy and had trouble digesting most greens. A nutritionist recommended bok choy, lightly steamed with garlic and sesame oil. 3 months later, her follow-up bone scan showed stabilization, and her knees stopped aching on cold mornings. Bok choy may not have the fame of kale, but it delivers where it counts. And if blood sugar is your concern, our next vegetable might become your new favorite. Best vegetable 2, green peas, the tiny powerhouse, sweet, simple, and often underrated. Green peas are one of the most senior-friendly foods on the planet. Why? Because they pack a triple punch. 1, soluble fiber, slows digestion and stabilizes blood sugar. 2, insoluble fiber, keeps digestion regular and reduces constipation. 3, plant-based protein, helps preserve muscle as we age. Seniors often don't get enough protein, and green peas offer over 8 grams per cup, making them a smart way to support strength and energy without heavy meats. Let's meet Fern, an 80-year-old retired park ranger. After a bout of digestive issues and borderline prediabetes, he added peas to his meals 3 times a week, in omelets, soups, and even mashed as a spread. The results? No more afternoon crashes, regular bowel movements, and best of all, he ditched his fiber supplements. Green peas might be small, but they're mighty. And if your goal is sharper focus, better circulation, and long-term brain health, you'll love what's coming next. Best Vegetable 3. Beets, nature's blood flow booster. Beets may not be everyone's favorite, but for seniors, they might be one of the most important vegetables you can eat. Why? Beets are high in nitrates, which convert into nitric oxide in the body, a compound that relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and lowers blood pressure. Better blood flow means sharper thinking, more stable energy, reduced risk of stroke and heart problems. In one study, seniors who drank beet juice before exercise showed better brain connectivity and improved memory. Let's take Everett, an 82-year-old jazz record producer. He was dealing with dizziness and forgetfulness and borderline hypertension. He swapped his usual toast for a beet ginger smoothie each morning. 1 month later, his blood pressure dropped by 12 points and his mental clarity returned. He now calls it his morning concert. Beets also support digestion and are rich in antioxidants that fight inflammation, one of the root causes of aging. And remember, all of these vegetables are amazing. But the one we'll reveal next, it beats them all. You've stayed with me this far, and I promised you a surprise, a hidden, under-the-radar vegetable that might be the most nutrient-dense plant on Earth. It's time to finally reveal it. Let's talk about the anti-aging secret vegetable. Right now. So, we've talked about what to avoid. We've talked about what to add. But now, it's time for the real surprise. The vegetable I promised at the start of this video. It's not kale. It's not spinach. It's not some expensive supplement or exotic root from the Himalayas. The most nutrient-dense vegetable ever recorded by the CDC. The one packed with anti-aging antioxidants, detoxifiers, and compounds that may help protect your DNA and extend your lifespan is watercress. Yes, watercress, the crisp, peppery little green you've probably ignored in the corner of a salad bar, might just be the most powerful vegetable for seniors. Here's why. Ranked 1 on the CDC's Powerhouse Fruits and Vegetables list, scoring perfectly for nutrient density, rich in vitamins A, C, and K, plus beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin for vision and skin, contains glucosinolates, which support liver detox and may reduce cancer risk, helps neutralize free radicals, protecting cells from oxidative stress, a key driver of aging, improves blood vessel function and circulation, just like beets, but with even lower sugar. And best of all, it's incredibly easy to use. Add it to sandwiches, toss it into soup right before serving, blend it with avocado for a creamy anti-aging dip, or mix it with eggs for the healthiest omelette you've ever had. Still doubting it? Let me leave you with this. One study from Scotland found that daily consumption of watercress increased antioxidant levels in the blood, reduced DNA damage, and even helped repair cells after oxidative stress. In simple terms, watercress doesn't just slow aging, it may help reverse some of its effects. Aging well isn't about perfect diets or giving up the foods you love. It's about making small, smarter swaps and listening to what your body tells you. Today, you learned 4 vegetables that may silently sabotage your health, 3 vegetables that help protect your bones, brain, and blood sugar, and 1 unexpected green that might be the closest thing we have to a natural longevity booster. So tell me in the comments, which of these vegetables are you already eating? Which one are you adding to your next grocery list? If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more senior-focused health insights, and most importantly, share this video with someone you care about, because aging isn't just about how long you live, it's about how well you live. At Active Aging Daily, we're here to help you do both.